Well, friends, you've been with me before when an American Ag Credit building was being built. Salina, Great Bend. There's another new one coming. Wichita, Kansas. And I've got a couple of guests I want to talk to, not only about the building, but about farming. Stand by.
My grandfather came across the plains from Missouri in the 1860s and ran a hotel and stage stop here with livery stable, and it's been in the family ever since. We run probably about 100 cows here and 250 over at the other ranch. I'm sure there are other banks we could have dealt with, but they've been so friendly and know what the ups and downs are in the business. American Ag Credit is like a family for us for financial help.
Our special guest today, first of all, Byron Enix. He's a name that a lot of people around this part of the country know because he used to be the head of the farm credit system here in Wichita, Kansas, and then he moved up to be CEO of American Ag Credit and moved to California. How's California?
You know, California's nice. It's a real big agricultural area. It was a surprise to me. Growing up here, I thought this was all there was about agriculture, and it is a tremendous agriculture area. But so is California. So I do miss home, though. It is nice being here.
I bet that's right. And you got a little problem called drought out there.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why this merger was really important for the whole organization. Sometimes you have droughts and you have commodity changes and things like that that end up putting a lot of stress on a financial institution. If all you're in is one geographic area or in one commodity, then your whole financial institution will end up being stressed. So right now we've got decent water here. We've got great water back in Colorado. And yes, we are dealing with a pretty severe drought. The good news for our association is the most severe parts of it really aren't in our territory, but still it will impact our company.
Absolutely. Too big an area not to. Well, something that should impact your business at least is a brand new building. Why? Seems like you got a pretty good building already. Why would you build another one?
Well, we really are looking at long term here, and we have a commitment to Kansas. We have a commitment to Wichita, really. It's a great place to be able to attract and retain talented employees. And we've made it one of 3 administrative centers for the whole company. So we've got a headquarters, administrative headquarters in California, we've got one in Colorado, and now we've got one here in Wichita, Kansas. And we believe that this is right here in the middle of agriculture. We're really busting at the seams for our employees here. We'll do lending functions out of here, but also administrative functions. And in the end, we've got to have a place that's going to be accessible for farmers, ranchers, producers be able to get to, but also one that will be able to attract and retain those employees long run. And right now, we've just run out of space.
Boy, that's a good reason. Here's one of the guys that had to vote yes, didn't he?
He did.
He's the vice chairman of American Ag Credit's board, Charlie Talbot, and he's from Colorado.
Yes, I am.
He says you got a lot of water.
We don't
Have enough, right?
No. We just don't broadcast that too much because then people might be a little resentful of us.
Charlie, you don't think the folks in California would want some of your water, would they?
I'm waiting for that pipeline to start going in the ground.
Tell me about why you voted yes to build a building in Wichita, Kansas.
Well, the fun thing from my perspective is as Byron said, as we've merged these associations together, we get to take the best that each has to offer in terms of each region that has merged, in terms of diversity, in terms of bringing new leadership and melding it in. This is just one step in a journey that is basically an outgrowth of our long-term commitment and our long view.
Tell us quickly about the building. How big is it? How good is it? What are you going to do with it?
It's big enough to house all of our employees, and it's also big enough to be able to take on some expansion in the long run. We have to be able to look at it today and say we have these needs, but also look far enough down the road to be able to say, well, we'll have these expansions. We have left room in it so we can lease out a little bit of space so that it's not just empty when we first start on the second floor. But we're really trying to be good stewards of the capital that we have in this organization. In the end, we need a lot of capital to be able to support agriculture. We don't want it tied up in a lot of buildings. So what we do is we do the best we can, making these very efficient, not spending too much money on them, but also making sure they do meet our needs so we don't have to build it twice.
Well, I was in your building currently just the other day, and I got to tell you, it's pretty jammed.
Yeah, it's very jammed. We've got to a point where we've even taken the old conference rooms and made them into cubicles for people and stuff. So it's not really a recipe for being able to retain people long run.
There you go, folks. Brand new building coming to Wichita, Kansas. It's a nice one, and it's located properly, too, for farmers and all of us to get to it. So we'll see you on the next Steckline.